I'm trying to get an
It could be a
efficient
mouth.
blowjob, right? I'm getting a blowjob on a budget.
Are there
You gotta
pay
be
by a
close.
minute
Oh,
glory holes?
I bet there are.
Isn't that how that works?
I don't know that coin operated was.
Questions?
There are good movies and there are great movies. Neither of those are what we watch here because this is shitty cinema. Shitty cinema is our therapy because we love movies and we hate ourselves. That's why we wade through the sewers of Hollywood and beyond for movies to make fun of based on our theme of the month. I'm Jay, and I'm joined by Dave.
Hello.
Casey.
I found a hair on me that's not mine. Nor no one that I know.
Juice.
Oh, that's my nose hair.
Not. Jesus.
Casey, besides that lonely hair, what do we have going on this episode?
A fucking DNA test by the end of it. This week, Jay brought Maximum Overdrive to fit in our theme of tits and tires.
Yes, I did.
All week, all month. By damn it, we're going to be revved to the max for nitro? I almost said nitrate. Those are different, right?
Those are very, very
Different.
Just a little bit.
For nitro and nipples. We didn't see any nipples this week, but we did see a lot of nipples last week. So we'll let it all even out in the wash. Last week, our movie was about a gas station. This week, our movie's about a motherfucking gas station. Maximum Overdrive is mostly in a gross-ass truck stop with shower stalls no one uses.
Well, as always, we're going to need an elevator pitch here. Jay,
Oh, no.
unfortunately, you just pulled over a drawbridge. You got this new
Okay,
awesome
what am I
job.
driving?
You got this new awesome job
Yeah.
as a watermelon delivery man.
You
got this big
am
truck.
so proud. My parents are going to be so proud of
You're
me.
making
They're
some
crying
really good
right
money.
now.
The only problem is that apparently there's a problem. I mean, who knows what happened, but the drawbridge starts going up with all of these cars on it.
Okay.
And you feel the truck slip backward, and you got about 10 seconds to explain a movie that explains in your psyche what is happening right now before your truck hits the ground.
Aliens ride in the tail of a comet and use semi-trucks to circle around a gas station to attack Emilio Estevez.
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
I feel like that's pretty accurate, too.
All right.
No,
Casey.
I mean, that was like no
Yeah.
discussion. Everyone's like, I guess that was too good.
There wasn't actually much plot to this movie. So 6 seconds is about all you need for this one.
Yeah, I think, Casey, do you think you could do it in 4?
Yeah, Case, we'll give you another chance to.
I don't know if I can do it in 4, but
Well-
I could tell you a little bit more. I can go a layer deeper.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We'll see what your take on this is. So you're not on the drawbridge, so you're safe.
Why
but you
would
just
I be?
happen to see that there is a truck full of watermelons tumbling towards you.
Let me just sidecar into this. I've never trust machines, and
that's factually true.
yes, and obviously I would be the one person to live through this whole movie. So let me see if I can boil it down. Evil machines take over, and it's a battle of who runs out first: machines and gas, or humans and cocaine.
5
5
seconds.
seconds.
5 seconds.
Let me add a second. Emilio. That's all.
Yet Maximum Overdrive was heavily brought to you by the powers of cocaine.
So much mighty good cocaine.
It was good cocaine. Dave, this was written and directed by Stephen King. So
80s Stephen King.
80s Stephen King. He said he was coked out of his mind. Why don't you try and step into the mindset of a coked out Stephen King and just walk us through what happened in the plot of Maximum Overdrive?
The writer and director doesn't remember it, but I'm going to try and give you my best take on it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Thank
yours
you.
will probably be better.
We'll see. So we open on a text scroll telling us that a comet is passing by Earth and that while we are in the tail of this comet, machines are coming to life all around the planet. We meet Emilio Estevez working in a truck stop called the Dixie Boy, where he's getting suspicious when an electric carving knife comes to life and chops up a waitress.
Waitresses have names, and her name was Juana June, but go on.
Okay.
Bitch.
I didn't catch that. Across town at a Little League game, we see a coach get murdered by a soft drink machine shooting cans at his nuts and forehead.
his chest, and then just eventually knocks him out cold.
He
is
goes
beautiful,
out.
I agree.
And then a steamroller crashes through the wall of the Little League and crushes a child.
Not before said Coke machine started shooting cans at all of the kids, knocking out 2 kids, making the rest of them scatter to then run into the steamroller. That was okay.
Yeah.
But anyways.
One of the kids escapes the Little League game and rides his bike through town to see all the carnage that was caused by machines coming to life. Back at the Dixie Boy, we see that a group of semis, led by a head semi that has a giant green goblin face, has surrounded the truck stop and is now laying siege to Emilio and his Scooby gang that's assembled inside. We've got a Bible salesman in there. We've got a newlywed couple. We've got a hitchhiker. There's a whole group of them. And eventually the Little League kid makes his way back to the Dixie Boy and discovers that his dad was one of the earliest victims of the semi. At this point, a military... It's like a little red wagon with a machine gun bolted onto the back of it.
Yes, and thank you, Dave,
accurate.
for
Not-
finding this for us.
Not mechanized at all, but go
Yeah.
on.
It's called a mule. A mule with a machine gun on it and a bulldozer show up, and the mule starts honking out in Morse code that they want a fuel slave to fill up all of the semis, or they're going to destroy them, which I thought was on the
that's
table
thinly
already. but-
veiled.
Yeah. So we get a weird drug dealer talk from Emilio Estevez where he tells the trucks that he's got the best practically uncut shit on the whole East Coast. And then a montage scene where they're all gassing up the trucks.
Getting blisters.
Yeah, and getting blisters from operating fuel pumps. Seems really difficult.
What did we learn last week? Squeeze it.
Oh, God damn it.
Shake it.
Shake it.
Let it
peter
peter out.
You got to let it peter out.
Let it peter out,
Emilio.
Dave.
Eventually, they get tired of being fuel slaves for the semis. So Emilio tosses a grenade onto the military vehicle with a gun. They all escape through the tunnels while the angry junkie trucks crash through the truck stop.
Oh, so great.
Eventually steal a boat and they sail away to safety, and we get another text scroll telling us that the Russians blew up a UFO, and after the comet passed, everything went back to normal, and all the survivors were survivors.
Hail Motherland Russia.
Hail Russia.
Hell
So-
yes.
Basically,
Hell yes.
the moral of this movie is that Russians are still scary.
No, it's Russians saved the day, and
Russians
we should
saved the
trust
day,
them.
yeah.
The Russians saved the day, but it was because
Implicitly.
they had a weather satellite, in quotes, that was equipped with laser cannons and nuclear missiles.
First of all,
Mark
I need
6.
to point back to a couple things in your plot.
Yes.
Number one, I feel like maybe that coach should have been murdered, and we'll talk about it later.
Was he someone's
Casey has
stepdad?
intuitions.
Why was he the only one the machines castrated? Because they were saving the children. But we'll talk about that later. Also, I don't think we talked about the dead dog enough of why I'm getting divorced, because my husband knows that in movies, if dogs die, he has to help me skip that whole part. I've never seen like 3 minutes of John Wick, and I never will, because I know there's a goddamn dead dog somewhere in there and I can't handle it.
If I knew that it was there, I would have. I didn't remember.
There's no excuses, Jay.
There's
There's
no
nothing that
excuse.
says
There's no excuse for carelessness. No excuse.
That should be like a movie rating category.
I agree.
One of those like parental warnings. Of
I'm
like,
fine with
well,
dead
there's-
humans.
I don't care
An
about nudity. I don't care
explicitly
about
dead dog.
Right.
Yeah.
Just
Dead animals.
violence
Dead
towards
pets.
dogs. You
I
warned
can
me about.
I
handle
agree.
Implicit dead dogs. I mean, I don't like it, but I can handle it.
Right. But explicit.
Yeah.
Especially if you have to witness it and they do like the yeah. Oh, you knew what I was going for. The
Yeah,
audio.
I
It's
know.
awful.
Terrible.
It's awful.
It's probably not even a real dog.
We
Anyway,
don't
Let's
see the-
not
yeah.
have that happen.
also, really quick, you were listing off everyone that's in the movie, like a traveling preacher and blah, 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 a hitchhiker. I'm pretty sure this is the intro story to Eileen Wuornos, the female serial killer that killed a bunch of Johns, and she was a Florida hooker. And I feel like she was going to Florida, remember?
Oh,
Which one?
shit.
The hot chick
The girl that
Oh,
rolled
the
in.
one
that
that-
Emilio was banging.
The one that bangs Emilio in a
Yeah,
dirty
you
truck
better
stop.
run, Emilio, because she's going to murder the shit out of you, take all your shit, and leave.
She rolls into town with the Bible salesman.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Who
gets
Hold
him
on.
killed.
who was
Hold
totally
on.
in her thigh.
Yeah.
You guys obviously have not read a whole lot of Stephen King, because there are some themes that Stephen King uses that we
No.
see a lot. One of them is a
I
rural
like to
area
read
that's
Anne
isolated,
Rice.
and you have a stranger that comes in, a la Brett, the woman that bangs out Emilio Estevez. That is a prototypical Stephen King character.
Okay, listen. I feel like I'd be doing us all a great disservice if I didn't ask, why the fuck were the machines not smarter? We started the movie with an electric knife stabbing the shit out of a waitress.
And then crawling over and cutting her foot.
It was after it pretended to be dead. It across the floor to fucking poke her in the foot. Okay, at that point, why isn't the microwave raping everyone? If they're all sentient and can move somehow,
okay,
why is the stove not murdering someone?
Let me step back for a moment.
We
either have one of two scenarios. So they imply originally that it has something to do with the Earth being in the wake of this comet that causes the machines to come to life. However, at the end, they also note that they blow up aliens. They kill aliens. So presumably it was the aliens that were doing this, right? Right?
From the comet?
So these super intelligent aliens that have the ability to create technology to travel through fucking interstellar space with comets end up just taking over a bunch of dumb machines. And they intermittently take over machines, right? They take over semis, but they don't take over cars for some reason. They take over fucking soda machines and shoot sodas at people. Mm-hmm. They take over these
But not condom machines and tampon machines.
Yeah, well, you know.
Death by tampon.
Those are the old
They
school
did take over a cigarette machine, though, and an arcade cabinet.
That's
I'm
true.
all about that.
That's true.
And a coffee machine.
Okay, listen, but I totally understand the reaction to the guy that when the cigarette machine just started dumping cigarettes out, he just started filling his pocket.
Yeah, that's an appropriate reaction. You get the free shit while you can.
Right.
Yes.
It is a little confusing, though, because like an electric carving knife is basically just like, hey, we made this shitty, unbalanced motor. What could we use for it? Just glue a knife to it and we'll make...
It's a hedge trimmer. It's a handheld hedge trimmer.
So that's smart enough they can take it over, but they don't just like launch missiles from the government computers.
Right.
Instead, no, kill them with electric carving knives.
Yeah, but what if they can
trucks.
work cars? Why can't they work automatic guns?
They work one automatic gun.
Yeah, why not the rest of them?
I don't know. So the one automatic gun is the what did you call that thing? The mule?
It's a mule.
Yeah, okay.
It's the military name for it.
M274 mule.
Describe it.
It's like if you put some wheels on a piece of plywood and then one little steering wheel column and a giant stick with an M60 put on it.
No, you know that little red wagon that's in like every stereotypical little kid painting? Scale it up, paint it green, glue a gun in the middle of it. And that's the mule.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So why wouldn't other guns be possessed?
Because cocaine.
Yeah.
Technically, a bicycle is a machine. So how was that little short shit allowed to bike 10 miles to his dad's gas station?
Because Stephen King needed to get a movie out of it. I think that's the only explanation.
Also, can I just say it was so unrealistic because I did not see one glory hole.
You're right. There were no glory holes depicted in this movie.
In this truck stop bathroom in 1986.
Why do you think that is?
There's no money in the holes. I can't follow them.
No. What were you shouting about the entire goddamn movie?
Yeah.
We're in the middle of an AIDS epidemic.
Thank you, Casey.
Jesus Christ.
He even wrote down how worried you were personally about that.
And now you're missing the glory hole.
Listen, it's very 80s movie with one glaring aspect that nobody's even concerned about AIDS. They're having stranger sex and poop conversations and helping each other tourniquet wounds. Like blood is free and it cures everything.
Those are remarkably odd things to group together.
Those are all things that happen in the movie. Free range sex with Emilio Estevez. Then you have just blood sprayed everywhere. People are reusing silverware off of bloody people. Like, don't put that in your mouth.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
People are bleeding everywhere.
Well, yeah.
We see numerous people get hit by semis and they all explode like water balloons filled with food dye.
Yes.
That isn't what happens?
People are getting cut. People are licking the rags clean. Basically, Maximum Overdrive is terrible. But
the 80s were an awful time, kids.
Let me tell you what's great.
Let's not go back to it.
Diesel gas was $1.09. Corn dogs, 55 cents.
Ooh.
Oh, you got $1? You got a pack of fucking cigarettes, champ.
Wait. You're saying for like $3 I could get a gallon of gas, a pack of cigarettes, and a fucking corn dog?
And still have money to spare.
What?
Oh.
Dude, you can get a blowjob with that.
Wait, I thought there was no glory hole.
Also, we have to talk about Maximum Overdrive's Tonka truck action.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Okay, this is
so good.
This is the reason why I brought Maximum Overdrive. And this movie is a B-movie legend because it is there are miniatures exploding. The fucking the manager of the gas station, the rest stop, comes out with a missile launcher and blows up semis
several times.
Like
several
3
times.
or 4 times.
Yeah.
It has just racks and racks of rifles and grenades in the basement of his truck stop.
They did use those rifles one time to actually shoot the ice cream truck, and the ice cream truck exploded.
They had machine guns that they gave to a child to
grenades.
shoot. He shot up a fucking fast food joint.
It was a
thing.
burger feet or burger something.
Burger feet.
That wasn't
Burger
King.
lean.
Crunchiest
Burger lean.
burgers
That was
in
it.
town. These burgers will knock your dick in the dirt.
Have you ever had a horse hoof?
Ooh.
But yeah, a solid third of this movie is just a child's truck set exploding in gasoline.
Smash, 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 smash.
And then the bulldozer crashes into the truck stop.
And then Laura Linney's not in this movie, but she'd sure make a great addition.
The best example of the machines attacking humans was when the self-propelled lawnmower went after the kid on the bicycle who easily outran that. That was not even
Yeah,
remotely
as long as you don't like
competitive.
stop to take a nap, you're gonna be okay, kid. This isn't gonna be the hardest part of your day. You're gonna be just fine,
not
sweetheart.
at all.
Like, I'm going to lay down in this yawn and put on my noise-canceling headphones for a nap. Otherwise, you're fine.
Honestly, I don't know why he didn't just like hang on, lay down in this ditch and take a nap until it stops. Like, does he not know? He was surrounded by wheat. Just like chew on some sticks.
I mean, if you're being chased by a sentient
But he
lawnmower,
wasn't.
but even if you are, so long as you're aware of the lawnmower, it doesn't really pose a threat.
Time out.
Right?
Is this when I'm mowing the lawn because I usually have a blood alcohol level of like 0.16 when I'm on the mower? So yeah, an impromptu nap might happen, and I'm very much in danger.
But it's not your big riding mower. This is just a push mower. I'm pretty confident that at most intoxication levels, I can out-juke a mower
Listen,
and get behind it.
when I'm lawn mowing drunk, I have the cardio of fucking Luciano Pavarotti. So yes, I could very much be killed by a push mower, and it's scary. Hence why I don't trust machines, nor will I fucking ever.
Juice, you could use your rollerblades and grab onto the back of it, and then it could take you around places.
That it would find a way to kill me.
You just get a little dog on a
Beep, beep,
fishing
my
pole that you can
Uber's
hang in
here.
front of
I gotta go. I'm fucked up, but I
Okay.
signed up for this fucking fruit booting team, and
This-
I gotta make it.
Maximum Overdrive was ridiculous,
Yeah.
but I do want to see the Walking Dead TV series
Oh,
that spawns
shit.
from people living in this world after the fact.
The mowing dead. Can it just be lawnmowers only?
Yeah.
And you just always gotta be scared.
They're just hiding in basements as you hear this. What's the word for a plural of mowers?
I don't know. Is there
A harvest? A harvest.
Mowers.
Ew, I don't like that. Can it be a clump? Because you're always clumping up wet grass.
No,
It's
no.
a clump of mowers.
It's got to be a harvest of mowers.
A clump is 3 or more. Obviously.
But that's why I brought Maximum Overdrive. This
To
is so much
disappoint
fun. The explosions, the crazy trucks attacking, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that it is the right kind of B-movie absurd.
It wouldn't be as absurd, though, without an entire soundtrack made by AC/DC.
By AC fucking DC.
It was even the like slasher like noise was guitar riffs from AC goddamn DC. Yes, this
That was
whole
aggressive,
fucking
too.
movie
That was real aggressive.
rock and roll as shit. Maximum Overdrive took the music to the overdrive.
Yeah, we got a couple AC/DC classic tracks, Hell's Bells. I
Bells
discovered,
about
looking it
to
up,
rock.
Who Made Who was written for this shitbag movie.
You didn't need to tell us this.
Shitbag
Dave.
movie, Dave. You take it back. This movie is a goddamn gem.
It was fun, but it was still shit.
Hey,
It was just right for shitty cinema.
It was just right for shitty cinema. This is one of the best shits I think we've taken in a while.
I love some Maximum Overdrive.
But yeah, in response to an extended scene of a woman screaming, "We made you."
She's not just a woman.
Yeah, Dave, what's her name?
Say her name. It's Wanda
Say her motherfucking
June.
name, Dave.
I don't remember anyone's
Wanda
name.
June.
Her name is
Did you
Wanda
not catch
June.
me referring to him exclusively
Her
as
name is
Emilio?
Wanda
Because I don't know what his
June.
fucking
His
character's
name was
name
Emilio.
It was Bill.
It's Spanish for Emilio.
Wait,
try again.
Bill is Spanish
Yes.
for Emilio?
Yes.
I don't think that's true.
I've had more years of Spanish than you have, so suck a dick. We need to talk about Juana June and all the great quotes in Maximum Overdrive. Not only did this woman give 110% looking straight into the camera screaming, "We made you!
You can't do this!
We made you!"
Yeah, she was by and far the best actress in this entire
Absolutely.
movie.
She's the only one that wasn't coked out of her gourd and took it seriously.
She was only a little bit
Did
coked.
she?
Thank you.
I was getting
Wanda
a
June.
strong cocaine vibe off of her
No.
screaming, "We made you."
No.
No, that was her. That was the little bit of coke with a shot of.
She was
cognac.
drinking. No, she was drinking Miller High Life on
champagne
camera.
and beers?
Screen.
She fucking
Yes.
broke a bottle off on a table and like threatened to stab everybody. She was like, "I'm freaking out."
I mean, I empathized with that character more than
Yes.
anybody else.
She was basically my soulmate. I was like, God damn, fucking body waitress cooking because her cook is off getting sucked off by the manager. Now you got to fucking cook your food and take the orders. Yeah, let me get right there. And then I get stabbed by a fucking knife, which is never my fault. As always, fucking, this is like very triggering. It was way too relatable.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have to.
And then
enter
I like to fucking get fucked up and drink a bunch of Miller High Life and scream at inanimate objects. But, sometimes that gets police called if you live in a super uptight neighborhood.
So
This suddenly got really personal.
Yeah,
just
this whole movie was a personal attack.
We just inadvertently entered Casey's corner.
Yeah, well, get
So-
out. I don't want you here.
Okay.
Casey's corner.
Wanda June, she was the best actress in this movie.
One of my favorites was the truck stop owner, who was such a stereotypical
Boss hog.
Boss
Boss
hog.
hog.
Hey, boss
Basically,
hog.
He's such a stereotypical
Southern.
redneck that he has the chef.
Hendershot.
Hendershot.
Is that his name?
Hendershot. Yeah,
I
but
just
he
can
called,
only
he
hear
called
that.
everybody Bubba.
Yeah, he called everybody Bubba. He constantly shouts at the cook to give him more cigars. And he at one point has the line, "You boys are just as crazy as a couple of rats in a shit house." And that's
That's one that we got.
an image that you don't get often.
No.
Maximum Overdrive has some weird quotes too. For example, there's the newlyweds, and the woman that voices Lisa Simpson says that she's got to go to the ladies' room.
I gotta go to the ladies' room.
Her new husband says, "Can I come and watch?" That's a little weird.
Yeah,
Ew.
so don't use his house for a bathroom because he obviously
No.
has cams set up.
I feel like instead of cameras, he's got one of those paintings that he can pull the eyes out from the other side and then peek through, and you see him blinking.
He
All
needs
The
Scooby-Doo like
newlyweds
the real time.
were such terrible characters because you had this like weird guy that looks like a Ferris Bueller character that's a fucking weird asshole, and then you have the voice of Lisa Simpson yelling the whole time.
Yeah, just
and she's annoying
screaming
as
at
shit,
him.
but she also makes some really
Shrilling.
good points. When there's a point in the movie where the preacher's like screaming like, "Hey, come save me, I'm in a ditch," and they're like, "Suck a fatty, we don't want to," but they do. And she's like, her new husband,
I gotta go do it. I gotta
and she's
be
like,
a man.
yeah, so there's like 12 other super man ready fucking people here that can go save him.
And they
That-
obviously have a lot more testosterone than you.
yeah, we were just married this morning. I relate to that so much because even as Jay's like, I could say, unless it was Beyonce, you're not going out there. I'm not. No. I just locked that D down.
What if I
We're not
saved
putting that D in a
Beyonce?
fire.
Okay, 2 points of order. One, he's not a preacher. He's a Bible salesman, and
Yeah.
they make it pretty clear that he's a scumbag who's just
Isn't
conning
that
people.
the definition of a preacher, which is a Bible
Yeah,
salesman?
yeah. Hey, carrots and sticks. That's all it is. Carrots and
Oh
sticks.
man.
All right. Hashtag
Carrots
not
and
our
sticks.
podcast.
Hashtag totally our podcast. Carrots and sticks. Buy this book. Good things.
Not
if
our-
not, sticks.
He does explicitly say that buying his gilded Bible will protect you.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Second point of order. If I get the socially appropriate chance to fight semis with rocket launchers and machine guns,
Fair.
this isn't an
He
opportunity
wasn't.
that comes along many
He
times.
wasn't. He was going with a flashlight and a poop sewer.
They
No.
have machine guns.
Yeah, and you have to. Sometimes you got to crawl
You
through a
didn't say
poop
machine
sewer
gun.
to go
You
get
said
your.
rocket launcher.
I said rocket launcher and machine gun.
Yeah, fuck a machine gun. I'm not taking chances. I'm going rocket launcher only. And if you're not willing to drag that through a sewer, don't even fucking bother. And let's go knock the bottom out of my puss in the back room. Because we just got married. Fuck, dude.
In the back room of the truck stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in the height of an AIDS epidemic, and we're not going to make it through the... At this point, AIDS is a better fucking bet. You'll be dead in 3 months instead of 8 days like in this movie. So,
That's a good point.
yeah. We're just going to be straight fucking until we die. Anyway, listen. The machines in Maximum Overdrive, unpopular opinion, are the good guys. Discuss. Can you name one
Definitely
good
not.
person
I
that got
don't
killed?
know.
Can you name one good person that got killed?
It's because there's never any good people in Stephen King books.
Yeah, that's a really... Come on.
He just doesn't write
I-
likable
He has a
characters.
great sense
I
of
was
justice.
okay. Thank you. I was going to say I want to counter that by saying, can you name a good character that stayed alive?
Yeah, they all
The
suck.
little kid.
Yeah.
No.
What was wrong with the kid? He didn't
That
do
kid
anything
is...
wrong.
Okay,
He is
that's
going to
what
be
I wanted to talk
scarred
about.
for the rest of his life.
That kid is scarred for the rest of his goddamn life. He bicycled through a suburbia of just death and destruction. There was blood and people's bodies hanging out of windows with fucking ropes tied around their necks and fucking murdered.
How did
by-
ropes get tied around their necks? Ropes aren't machines.
I don't
You're full
know.
of shit.
Casey,
It wasn't a rope.
Okay,
Comet magic.
maybe it was comet magic. Maybe it was the power cord for a dryer or a hair dryer.
It's
whatever.
a hair dryer.
Don't
But I
blame me.
mean,
It's not
regardless,
science.
this
The
kid-
point
And
is,
she
right,
did that herself.
This kid, listen to me.
She
This kid
autoerotic asphyxiated.
Well,
No.
you know what? It was sexy
No,
for
that's
her,
not.
but it's not sexy for this child that fucking rides through the neighborhood and looks around at this death and destruction and has to deal with that for the rest
That's
of
how
his
you
life.
get
Yeah.
The
serial
kid is
killers.
fucked.
And when he decides to strike, the
Uh-huh.
machines will strike him down. But he's still innocent until proven guilty. He hasn't done anything yet. No, all the people that died deserve to. Fight me at dickwolffanfic.net.
All the people that didn't die deserve to.
but not as bad.
Emilio sucked. His hitchhiker Strange sucked. Lisa Simpson and her newlywed suicidal husband
Yeah, but
sucked.
they didn't do anything. This is like the difference between sin and mortal sin, and they didn't do any mortal sin.
Didn't the cook that they made
is
me
a
watch
very
poop
biblical-
still live? Because he deserved to die for that.
No, he got shot by the
Oh,
red wagon.
Yeah, he got shot by the mule.
The red
gun.
wagon
Mule,
machine
the
gun.
wagon machine gun.
Anyway, that's all I got. The machines really were the good guys. Fight me.
Okay, I don't know. You know what? Maybe there's something to the machines being the good guys.
Yes.
Well, there is.
Dave, Maximum Overdrive, machines, maybe good guys, maybe bad guys. The important question is, would you watch it again?
This was a really bad movie. In the last third of it, just realized it didn't have enough going on and was trying to wrap shit up, and it kind of lost me a bit there. But overall, we still got some great explosions. It doesn't bother taking itself seriously enough to care when it doesn't make sense. So yeah, I would definitely watch this again. Maybe make a
right.
drinking game out of take a shot every time something explodes.
Yeah.
We can do that. I'm game.
Juice, how about you? Are you going to watch Maximum Overdrive again?
Oh, no doubt about it. I like the introduced idea, and it seems to fit with our theme. Can always add a drinking game to it, but even without a drinking game, I think this movie, like you said, it didn't care enough for it to really just care itself. We got to see an entire gas station ripped apart by trucks running through it. That's the only
That
thing
was
I
pretty
give a
great.
fuck about in a movie. All right, Casey, how about you? Are you going to watch Maximum Overdrive again?
Let me just say one thing before I give you a verdict. Emilio, I wish your dad would have taught you how to act. No, I would not watch this movie again.
No way. Why not?
No.
Why not?
It just didn't do it for me. The action while it was frequent, wasn't over the top enough for me. It was really plotting. It was boring. The highs were high, but the lows were so low, just like a real cocaine addiction, Steven. You translated more than you knew to that movie. It was mostly boring. So, no, I would not watch this again.
Dr.
Jay,
Casey giving her psychological evaluation of Stephen King at the time.
Maybe skip this one. Maybe watch it one time. I feel like it's worth one view, but I don't think that's something that I could watch over and over. Jay, I already know your answer, but let me ask you just to be fair. Would you watch this again?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Okay.
you fucking
Seriously?
trash can.
Maximum Overdrive starts with people immediately being killed in ridiculous ways and scales up from that in absurdity. Yeah, I will grant you that the scenes in between the ridiculous murdering and explosions are dull and boring. Who cares? It is a constant barrage of absurd situations. It's fantastic. I will absolutely watch Maximum Overdrive again.
What are we going into next week?
Well, if you are a fan of some more shitty cinema, you can join us next week where we continue Tits and Tires Month and we watch 200 Miles Per Hour, a film that will be brought to us by Juice. Juice, what are you excited for most about 200 Miles Per Hour?
That I know nothing about this movie.
All right.
I'm so excited to see. From everything that I've read, this is going to be a very titillating movie, if you catch my drift.
Gotcha.
So we're going to stick to the theme of tits and tires and look at some tits and drive some tires.
Woo!
We'll see if it ends up in a gas station, but I guess for tonight, let's turn out the lights and go home.
Shut down that gas pump.
Juice,
I
just
fucking
let it
live here.
peter out.